No, no, check your phone. Hmm. Yeah. So we are live. Hi guys.
Welcome back to Pitch Side.
Pitch side with fundamentals. It has been a great week for Premier League.
Yeah, great week of Premier League.
You just get talking. I'll just
Yeah,
set this up.
lot of exciting results and great win for Arsenal in the North London derby, and a lot of great fixtures this week we're going to have. After the Champions League in the midweek, a lot of results for the top teams. So looking forward to this week actually. So we had some upsets in the last week as well. A huge upset for
Yeah,
Liverpool.
huge upset for Liverpool. Liverpool had a great, easy three-pointer in my opinion
I
in the
thought that
bag.
was very comfortable. I thought Liverpool would be, but
Yeah,
what a
there were a lot of good games last week. A lot of goals last week.
true.
I think Crystal Palace Leicester game 4 goals.
4 goals.
Um,
Manu scored 3.
Man U scored three.
Yeah,
Villa Everton game five
yeah, there
goals.
was 5 goals.
Yeah, so a lot of good games. So let's dive deep. Proudly wearing Arsenal colors, both of us. Uh, 1-0 to the Arsenal.
1-0. Gabriel
Magalash.
Magalhaes. We have 3 Gabriels, so we get confused. Anyway.
Yeah. So let's start with let's begin with the game week 5 games. As we discuss the games, we will discuss last week's games as well. So first up, this week we have London derby. West Ham hosting Chelsea. West Ham grabbing a late equalizer through Danny Ings
Yeah.
against Fulham. What do you think of that particular game? Before we move on to
Yeah, it was a very good game. I think Fulham deserved actually.
yeah, I think so. They're playing really well this season. Traore had lots of chances.
Lot of chances, and Smith Rowe has become that center
Yeah,
focal point.
yeah, I
right?
think
He's-
Smith Rowe has a goal involvement in every week.
Yes.
I think barring first week,
Yeah.
I think last
He
3
scored the
weeks
last week as well, and this
before,
week as
and he
well.
had assists also. So yeah, so he's been like a very crucial player for Fulham, and he's proving his money's
He's
worth.
proving his money worth there. At Fulham, him and Reece Nelson also. I think the duo which started as youngsters from the academy at Arsenal.
And now shining
Now
through
shining
through at Fulham. So moving on to the game, upcoming West Ham versus Chelsea.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I think West Ham are good at home. They are somehow
Yeah.
they are lacking the front power this season. They
Yeah.
are not yet kicked on.
Kicked
with-
on.
even
They
though-
never had a out and out striker.
Yeah.
It was always Antonio
Correct.
doing the heavy lifting always. Now it is Suchek. In last game it was Danny Ings for them. But I'm sure Danny Ings is going to be a late on substitute. He's not going to start the game. Suchek again will start, and he can be a threat. Suchek is a good player. They do have some creative players like in Paqueta,
Paqueta, they have
Bowen.
Paqueta, they have Bowen, and a lot of good players.
Lot of good players in their wings, and Kudus again a rapid player.
Rapid player.
Yeah, and so I think it will be a difficult game for Chelsea.
And
Chelsea struggled against Bournemouth. 86th minute,
Yeah.
they had to wait away from home, but it was away from home to Bournemouth. Bournemouth played that game well, but unfortunately they couldn't get any points from that particular game. Chelsea
Finally, Nkuku
scoring.
and worth the money. Do you think at last?
I don't think so. Any Chelsea's player is worth the money until and unless entire season is done. But yeah, good for Nkuku as well. Some confidence going into the next game. But again, this time I think it will be difficult for them more than Bournemouth. I see a draw here. I see maybe I see a high scoring draw, 2-2.
Yeah, I think so. It will be. I go with you. I think it will be a draw. But Chelsea coming from a back-to-back wins, they are confident. They are defending well.
Yes.
That's what I see. Otherwise they are always in shackles. They're defending well. But yes, I think I'll go with you. It's a 2-2 draw for this game.
Next up, it is Aston Villa hosting Wolves. Back-to-back home games for Aston Villa. Time to pick up some points. They picked up. I mean, being 2-0 down to Everton. What a game that was.
What a game.
Yeah, 2-0 down to Everton. And then coming back,
winner from
John Duran. Everton again dropping after taking a 2-goal lead, dropping all 3 points. They did it versus Bournemouth, and now they did it at
Again,
Villa Park. So this is very disappointing time for Everton. They crashed out of Carling Cup.
Carling Cup also. Penalties, they crashed out of Carling Cup.
So
and Wolves as well, right? They led at halftime in the last
game, and they lost the game to Newcastle.
Yeah.
So both coming, Newcastle, Villa coming off a tremendous win, and Wolves coming out of a poor performance. I think Villa will shine through this one. I mean, Villa's quality is much better. John Duran, Ollie Watkins, all finding the targets, and they have players like Bailey. They have a lot of talent.
They have a
lot of talent.
Onana in midfield.
There's a lot of talent within the squad, and but they did have a Europa League game, so we don't know how tired the squad is going to be.
What do you think? What do you think about their Villa over the
Champions League?
Yeah, Champions League.
Yeah.
Villa over the last 2-3 years, have they really
progressed?
The game?
They have progressed well. I think so.
A top 6 side.
Yeah, I think they deserve the top 6 more than Tottenham. I mean, not because I'm an Arsenal fan. Just stats alone prove that the top 6. I think the top 6 should not be a conventional top 6 saying that these are the 6 teams that will always be top 6. No, in the current dialogue, Chelsea are not a top 6 team.
Yeah, obviously.
And Tottenham are not a top 6 team. Manchester United barely are a top 6 team. So I think that thing should keep staging around, because Arsenal were not a top 6 team 3 seasons ago. We were a top 8, maybe like mid-table team. So yeah, that'll keep changing. I think the only constant has been Liverpool and Man City in the last 8 to 10 years. I think so. Man City and Liverpool are the only constant teams that you can say.
After Unai Emery has taken Villa,
he's really played, and they play good football. They don't play boring football. It is not the same football that he played at Arsenal, Emery, or he's playing that exciting football that we saw him play with Sevilla, those kind of teams. So it has been very interesting. I mean, the evolution of Villa, I think, should progress through, and they should consolidate themselves.
Just to add on, I think he's got a better back four than what he had at Arsenal, right? Do you think the Villa back four that he has with Torres and Konsa?
It's a much more settled one.
Much more settled and experienced back four.
And he has a brilliant keeper as well.
Martinez, World Cup winning keeper.
Yeah, so he's got a good keeper as well. So
what do you think? The results, I think you said
I think Villa will easily win 3-0. I would give 3-0 to you.
I think Wolves will still score. I think they're playing good football. Maybe they're not shining towards the second half of the game. It'll be a 2-1, but still Villa will make it. Yeah.
Wolves again. I think Wolves' problem is that they have not reinforced enough. They've sold plenty of stars. They don't have that attacking threat. That midfield creativity is also lacking for the Wolves. So I think, so I don't think so they will find a goal. Against Villa, I don't think so they'll find a goal. Okay, next up, Fulham. I think Fulham's game we discussed. Newcastle, again, coming back in the second half to win 2-1.
Shar winner from Newcastle.
No, I think so, Barnes winner.
Barnes winner.
Yeah.
Shar equalized.
Barnes was that was a screamer. Yeah, that was like the Leicester of Barnes.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a good game. It is going to be a good game for Newcastle as well.
So that's going to be a great game again, because
Fulham is playing very good, exciting football, like we said, and Newcastle under Eddie Howe are somehow stabilizing. They have good players, and it's a good game to watch. And next up is.
Do you think Newcastle is a top 6 team? Newcastle is a top 6 team after Eddie
No,
Howe
not consistent enough. Because if they could do it, they did it the previous season. Last season they tapered off, and this season
at
again
the end of the season, they had injuries definitely,
but they didn't make the top 6, right? So, but Aston Villa have been that for the last 3 years. They have been slowly making progression. So Newcastle, in fact, like on paper, I think so has the better squad. Maybe Villa has the better defense. But other than that, strikers wise, it's very difficult. Watkins and
Who would you
Isak.
put? Watkins, Isaac.
I would have Isak.
Isaac, yeah.
Uh,
I think even it's a difficult call.
uh,
Watkins has the pace.
Yes.
Isak has the calmness in front of goal.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
But yes, coming to the results of the game, or prediction for the game, I think Fulham will win this game. Fulham are playing real good football. If just they
that
can-
is like a surprise prediction.
if they can just hold on to the
Again at
hold on to
home.
the lead at home, they will win the game. I think it's a 2-1 for Fulham. What do you think? Newcastle.
I think Newcastle will nick it.
Nick it, okay.
Fulham will find it. I mean, the quality of Newcastle will shine through, is what I think. So I would say 2-1 to Fulham, but I would
2-1 to Fulham or 2-1 to
sorry 2-1 to Newcastle.
Okay, yeah.
Next up, rather boring game. I don't know, relegation battle game.
Yeah, relegation at the moment. Relegation battle.
Southampton versus Ipswich.
Southampton.
But Ipswich coming out of a great victory against Liverpool.
No.
Sorry,
Ipswich
Ipswich a great
draw,
point.
right?
Great point. Yeah.
So, Southampton losing the
Versus
game
sorry, Ipswich was versus Brighton.
Ipswich was Brighton.
Brighton away at Amex Stadium. So that was a great point for Ipswich. So their defense will take a lot of courage from that, and they're traveling to Southampton. This is a very difficult game for me to predict.
And Southampton coming off from a loss against United, they got a red card as well in that.
Yeah, they got battered 3-0. They could have got battered even more.
Yes.
I don't know. I really don't know what to say in this particular game. I think
I think Southampton will win at home. That's what I think they'll kick off the season from here.
I'll give it like a boring 0-0.
1-0 for Southampton.
Boring 0-0 draw. Both the teams will want to.
1-0 draw.
Both the teams will not, because this is a relegation battle, right? This is like how important like a top two battle when they host it. So both will be wary of dropping points against each other, because come end of the season they will be fighting it out for relegation. So they wouldn't want to be dropping points on those particular fixtures. So I guess a boring 0-0 draw. And I think it will be a boring 0-0 draw.
Okay, fine. Let's go to the next game. Tottenham against Brentford.
Okay.
Yeah, we all know what happened for Tottenham the last game. It was Gabriel Magalhaes screaming header.
Yes.
Anyway,
they didn't.
So,
I mean,
what
Tottenham.
about the last game of Tottenham? They played well in the first half.
First 20 minutes, I think so. 20-30 minutes, they were the better side. Yeah, they had chances.
Yes.
They didn't convert. And I think Solanke is not the answer. I mean, it's too early to say. I would say, but it is not the answer. It is Timo Werner is definitely not the answer. He's a guy who went on loan to Tottenham, underperformed, and then you sign him on permanent. I don't even understand like what kind of business Tottenham are doing. They are doing.
I think he went back on loan to Leipzig and
Yeah,
then came back
same.
again. Yeah. So I don't know what.
Yeah, they lack midfield creativity. There is nobody creative. I think so. James Maddison is that kind of a player,
Is creative,
like
right?
hot and cold. It is not like he's not like a 8 or 7 player every week. Out of 10, he will not give you an 8 or 7 performance week in week out. He'll give you a brilliant 9, and then he'll give you a 3 or 4 performance. So that is a problem with James Maddison. Consistency is key, because look at it. When James Maddison was available, Arsenal didn't go for him. United didn't go for him. Chelsea didn't. All of them wanted a creative midfielder. None of these teams even looked at James Maddison as an option. Even Newcastle didn't go for him.
Yeah.
So it is quite evident.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not totally agreeing on that, but why? Because maybe James Maddison is in the wrong setup. Maybe because he's playing alongside Bentancur. He's playing alongside Sarr. I mean, these players are really not, capable of.
I think so. Yeah,
creating in
but
midfield.
all the
He's
heavy.
not that bad. That's what I'm saying.
But
He's not that bad.
but like a lot of the heavy lifting is done by Son. If Son doesn't perform, I think so up front they are like very toothless, and it is very difficult. I mean, their only exciting players for me are Pedro Porro and Romero. Romero in set pieces, you can expect a goal. He is there, Gabriel. But other than that, there is always an error in their defense, and I think so Arsenal perfectly exploited that error.
Yeah.
And now going on to Brentford.
One of our
We have some comments. Okay,
yeah,
let's go.
Cummins, Isak. if Isaac is unfit, it's 1-1. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that was the
Newcastle game, yes.
Fulham game.
Yes.
Spurs following
If Isaac
Wenger,
is unfit, yeah, I would agree. But yeah,
Spurs following Wenger tactics. I don't know what
that is
statement
Ange
is.
following
That-
Wenger tactics.
Yeah. Another thing on Ants, do you think he's very stubborn? He wants to play the way he wants, but he's not tactically.
No, but he's not
trying
given the
to-
players he wants as well. Yeah, he reminds me of like Unai Emery
Yeah.
when he came to Arsenal, because there is a good manager in him. You saw last season they did well. It is not like they did poorly under Ange. With the resources that they had, they did well. Yes, so they did show some progression last season. But this season, I think so. He's not evolved enough, or the team is not evolved enough. While other teams have moved the bar a little bit. Every team has bought players. Every team have improved on what they have. I think so. Spurs have just moved sideways.
Solaki for 60 million.
I mean, that is.
I remember the first show we did. Solaki is never a 60 million player. That was your
Yeah,
statement.
he's never a 60 million. What has he done to? I mean, like, I don't understand. Sometimes when you're desperate, I guess you pay the money upfront. There is no other player that you can go for. But again, I don't think so. Spurs is the answer.
Binoy says Kulusevski.
Kulusevski, I think so. Till he was on loan from Juventus, he was a tremendous player. Once the move became permanent, I think so. Kulusevski just switched off, and he's like, you know what?
Very inconsistent.
Very inconsistent. I mean, within a game itself, he's very inconsistent. He'll give you a brilliant run, and next he will not even go for the run. He'll not. The wing back would have made the run, and he would not have. Yeah. So Kulusevski, very, very poor, hot and cold kind of a player. Leave Madison. What happened to?
What about Kulusevski? Yeah. Anyway, started with Spurs, but inconsistent. Yes. Started well with Spurs. Yeah. That's what we are saying. He started well. He was
brilliant. When he was on loan from Juventus, he was brilliant. I remember he was actually a nightmare for defenses. With Kane, he was linking up really well, and I think so. Problem is also that Kane left. That link up is gone with many players. So, and they're not replaced Kane, and so Spurs. Same old Spurs.
But coming back to the game, Brentford are a brilliant team.
Visa and Mbeumo.
Visa and Mbeumo.
Yeah, brilliant.
Mbeumo has scored already 2-3 goals. First game he
Visa
scored
also 2 goals. Last game against City, they opened the scoring under 1 minute.
Yes.
So City looking vulnerable up front.
What do you think? Prediction for that Tottenham game?
I think Brentford will beat Tottenham. I think Brentford will. I think Brentford will beat Tottenham, and it will be 2-1.
2-1. Yeah. I think Brentford will beat Tottenham that game. They have very good attacking players, and more than attacking, very balanced squad. Brentford are. Tactically they are balanced squad.
Yeah.
Even if they go down, 2-0 down, still they don't panic, and they.
I think so. Thomas Frank again has done a good job with it. Very good job, Thomas Frank. He's built a core, and they have not missed Ivan Toney. Yeah, that's a big thing. They have not missed Ivan Toney. They are replacing his goals with Visa and Mbeumo. So that's good. I mean, from the tactical point of things. And I think they will be more than handful for Tottenham. The same Tottenham that turned up against Arsenal turn up. I think Brentford will obliterate them.
Surya is saying Brentford breaching into new top 6.
I don't
comments on that? I don't know.
It's very difficult. Very difficult. Maybe top 8.
Maybe top 8. Yeah. Maybe Conference League they might nick in. Seeing these. Definitely think Tottenham will go down top 8, top 9. I don't know.
This is not a biased show, guys.
You can think whatever it is, but yes, Tottenham are still miles apart. Anyway, coming back, so 2-1, both of us feel it's 2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
Next up, the game of 2 bottle jobs. Leicester bottling it against. Leicester bottling it against Crystal Palace. And Everton back-to-back bottles.
2-0 up at half-time, and they got one goal back in the first half, Villa, and then second half, they blew again.
Watkins and Duran.
John Duran's goal was.
I think so. Goal of the season.
As of now, a goal of the season. That is.
My second would be Harvey Barnes for me.
Yeah,
I mean, 2 goals of the seasons in the same game. Difficult again. Leicester again, so heavily dependent on Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Still. I was surprised when Jordan Ayew came on. I was like, this guy's still playing football.
Jordan Ayew has scored some 2 goals in some 50 matches, and they go on to sign him as a second striker for Jamie Vardy, backup for Jamie Vardy. Anyway, still.
I mean, they got for literally an old man for old man backup. So we have an old striker, so we'll replace him with another old striker. So Everton defense horrendous. I mean, if they can't defend 2 goal leads, I mean, last game week they lost it from the 87th minute. This time around they lost it much earlier. So I think a lot of problems for Sean Dyche. Maybe first manager to get the sack as well for me. Because this is some really poor. After being 2-0 up, back-to-back game weeks, unacceptable. On top of it, they lost to Southampton on penalties in the League Cup as well. So they're out of the League Cup as well. So 3 defeats in a row, and the morale is going to be low.
They have a.
I think this is the last time for Leicester to get 3 points. If Leicester can't get 3 points against Everton at home,
I think they'll win. I think just the prediction aspect. Leicester, I think they'll nick it against
3-1.
now. Yeah, 2-1, 2-1.
2-1. I'm saying 3-1 to Leicester.
2-1 to Leicester.
Jamie Vardy will have a party again.
Brace, you're saying hat-trick from Vardy?
No, a goal from Vardy.
1 goal from Vardy.
Now, having made fun of Jordan Ayew, he will come and score a hat-trick and silence all of us.
But Everton's defense is very weak. Keane, Coleman still playing in that back four. Very weak defense.
Very weak. Yeah, very weak. I mean, very aged defense.
Very aged defense. You cannot.
And Pickford also, I don't think so. I don't even know why he's England's number 1 in the first place. Yeah. I think so. Tom Heaton. So much better goalkeepers for England. Even Ramsdale, I would say, is a better goalkeeper than Pickford. Everton looking very, very poor.
Yeah.
And I think so the poor form will continue. And next up,
Liverpool against Bournemouth.
Yeah, Liverpool had a horrendous game.
That was not expected because the way they started with the 4 goals, 3 goals, and all, I thought they'll just
obliterate Nottingham.
Yeah, but that was surprising.
Yeah, I mean, Forest coming to Anfield and grabbing a point, taking home a clean sheet.
Yeah,
a 1-0 victory is even more frustrating for fans because they always expectation that the team will somehow pull it back. Yeah, so that is also there. So it is agonizing for the fans to watch as well. Liverpool didn't turn up that day.
They just didn't turn up. Maybe.
I think so. They'll regret this 3 points dropped in the title race because against Nottingham Forest in the beginning of the season at home, when you are in good form, you should
these games count. Like
these
games really count. When suddenly you lose to a
Bournemouth will come with,
team.
Bournemouth will come with a lot of confidence. Because they almost held.
They have nothing to lose now. They'll come.
But I think Liverpool will come back fighting. I think 2-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, I think 3-0 to Liverpool. I think they'll come back strong.
Very much fighting.
Yeah. But only thing with Liverpool is still the midfield is not that creative.
It's not creative at all.
It's the front three that is making things happen.
It is Diaz, Jota, and Jota.
The midfield is weak,
I think Szoboszlai is not the answer. He's not creative enough for me.
Yeah.
So let us see.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next game.
Palace against United. United with a great win, easy,
3 points.
3 points
And
for United.
smashing up Barnsley or 7.
Just humiliating Barnsley 7-0.
But I think this will be a tougher test than both those games. Crystal Palace have showed that they have goals in them.
They have goals in them.
And
they can surprise you. They'll really surprise
on
you.
the counter, they have pace. They can surprise you. And they did come back 2 goals down to Leicester. Mateta and Mateta, both the goals,
Mateta.
1 penalty and 1 goal. Yes, Mateta. United again.
United without Højlund, still without Højlund. But Rashford, coming on to score. That's maybe a good boost for
them.
At least coming in the score sheet for Rashford.
And De Ligt finally making it to the starting 11,
scoring a goal
as well. So I think United should win. I mean, I think United will scrape through.
Yeah, maybe something. I mean, Garnacho has to start. That's what I was, ahead of Amad Diallo. That's where you're bringing a lot of, because last season he showed for the last 10 games, that he's really consistent. I don't know why Amad Diallo is playing starting
I think it is
because it's a left foot.
yes. I
On
think
the right,
cut
cut in
inside,
and shot.
cut
Yeah,
inside, and then
maybe that's the idea.
because
But,
it is Rashford who is taking Garnacho's
yeah.
position. Actually, if you see,
Mm.
Garnacho is technically wants to play on the other side of the wing, so it is difficult because you now have Hoyland and Xerxes through the middle. So Rashford has been moved out wide.
Yeah.
So he's taken Garnacho's position,
Right.
and then Amad Diallo is holding on to what
Holding on
his,
to what his
his
position is.
is. So I think tactically, I think I can understand what Ten Hag is trying to do, and they are building a good squad. They are building a good team. They have had some good performance. They had a clean sheet last game.
Right, right.
Onana had a good game,
Onana had a very
very
game.
good game last game. So I think they
I
will
think
build
there was
on
a
that.
penalty save from Onana.
Yes.
Right? There was a penalty save from Onana last game. It
And
was
Southampton game,
Southampton game.
yeah. And Crystal Palace, I think uh, 2-1 or 3-1 to United. I would say 3-1 to United.
Yeah, I would say.
I'd say they'll concede. Crystal
yeah.
Palace will breach the defense, but I would say United will win 3-1.
I would say 1-0.
1-0.
1-0.
1-0.
Just I think they'll scrape through.
I think 1-0 they will be, if they get a clean sheet, that will boost their confidence like tremendously.
True. But I think United will win this game.
Yeah.
United will win this game.
Then that's the end of Saturday night fixtures.
Yes.
Moving on to the Sunday fixtures. First up is Brighton hosting Forest. Again, Brighton had a poor show last time around, drawing to Ipswich.
Yeah.
Again, at home, you're dropping those points. If you want to be a top 6 team, that is not how you do it. Having
A lot of chances they had.
yeah, they had a great performance
great
against Arsenal.
performance against Arsenal.
No, and then they moved to away from home. They had a great
Yeah.
performance against Arsenal. Then they moved
beat
home.
Manchester United, and then they late winner of Pedro, and then they draw against I think Ipswich, right?
Ipswich,
They draw
yeah, 0-0.
nil draw.
Um,
So they have a lot in their locker. They
but
have
I think so.
very good
Again,
players.
exciting team, exciting coach as well,
Yeah.
a young coach, and I see Brighton this time breaching. Having said that, Nottingham Forest held on to Anfield
Yes.
goal.
I think it's going to be an exciting game. The way Forest played last game, maybe it's going to be a exciting game. Hudson Odoi with the winner.
I would say 2-0 to Brighton.
Brighton. Yeah.
Callum Hudson.
I would say okay. Yeah.
Is he on loan or is he in permanent transfer?
Permanent
Hudson?
transfer.
Okay.
Yeah, permanent transfer.
Okay.
2-1 Brighton. Yeah, I think they'll still score one goal Forest, but Brighton will nick it 2-1.
Moving on to last but not the least, the
Top
game of the
clash.
week. Game of the week.
Definitely. game
Table
of the week.
toppers.
Table toppers.
Clashing each other. Man City at Etihad. Last season, Arsenal went there, got a point towards the end of the season. It is historically has not been a good hunting ground for Arsenal.
Some of the pundits are already saying this is a title decider.
No,
But
that's
a
so
far
stupid.
way-
That's so
far
stupid.
stupid.
This is clickbait. They are even more clickbaity than small time YouTubers like us.
Like us.
We want the views. They already have the views. I don't know why they want to do clickbait, but I mean everybody wants to be in the center stage, so they will give out some controversial statement.
But it's a huge game.
It's a huge game.
Yeah.
What do you think tactically? How is it going to be
Tactically,
approached by both
Yeah,
Pep
I
and
think,
master
see,
and apprentice?
Yeah, so De Bruyne is injured that side. Odegaard is injured here. So two
Big players.
creative midfielders are not there. on
But
both sides.
thankfully,
there,
Declan Rice is back,
Declan Rice is back.
and here Rodri is back.
Rodri is back. Gundogan is there. Foden is back. So they have 1:3 backup there. Anyway, but I think this is the game that Arsenal really will.
I think I'm not
have
being
to show up.
pessimistic. I'm not being pessimistic, but I'm trying to be more pragmatic. I
I'm
would say
looking-
I would take a boring 0-0 draw. I'll take a point and I'll just walk away. I mean, a point at Man City is a great achievement rather than dropping 3. More than dropping 3, it is what it does to the morale.
Yeah.
So I would rather say, but look at it tactically. When you look at it, when even Liverpool, it is not necessary to beat Man City to win the league.
Yeah.
Because when Liverpool won the league, they didn't beat Man City. They won the league without beating Man
Without
City.
beating Man City.
So it is not necessary. And Man City didn't beat us to win the league last time. They lost to us at home.
Lost to us and
They
drew
drew.
against us.
So they didn't beat us to win the league. So
It-
that
it comes
so
to that
I would
last,
so I
2
would
months,
say
you know.
tactically I think Man City are in better form. So I would take a point.
Yeah.
But
And both of them coming off a 0-0 draw in the Champions League, you know.
yes,
So they Man City 0-0 versus Inter Milan.
Inter Milan,
Arsenal yesterday.
both away from home.
Both away from home, you know, 0-0 against
Both in
Atalanta.
Italy.
Yeah, both in Italy. So a lot to look for, and I'm looking for the Gabriel versus Haaland clash. Last time it was, you know,
Good. I
very
mean,
good,
Gabriel
very
has
good.
always had upper hand on
Always.
Haaland,
always he's
but
managed to mark Haaland, but
It-
Haaland, you know,
he's,
yeah,
I mean, historically he's not done well against Arsenal,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that is a good thing. But difficult game.
what do you feel?
Let me go to the comments
Yeah.
first. 1 minute. 0-0 boring match.
Yeah, you have to lose Rodri back. Yes,
Yes.
Rodri is
2-2
definitely
City Arsenal is the prediction from Binoy. 2-2.
back. 2-2. That's a goal.
I don't
scoring.
think so. I don't think so. Both teams will concede twice. Yeah, it is going to be difficult. I think my head says 1-1.
Okay.
My heart says
1-0 Arsenal.
no. I don't.
Again,
Yeah, 1-0 to
1-0
Arsenal.
to Arsenal. Okay. I think we have to show up. My heart says 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0.
2-0
Oh.
They're going to beat City. That is a statement. We need to give this statement to City and say this is where we have been so close in the last 2 years. I know City being City.
I mean, they're a juggernaut of a
they're
team.
you know, massive team. They can turn out on a bad day and score 2-3 goals.
I mean, look at the players
Just
that
10
they're
minutes.
not playing well for
But-
them currently.
Yeah.
That itself is a huge number of players. So great. I mean, for City. But I think
But you know, just some on picking on players from Arsenal, right? Havertz for the last 3 games is
Has
been
been good.
tremendous for Arsenal.
his holder play is good.
Older play, he's
And last game he was
run
playing
a
in the
lot.
midfield.
Yeah, he's playing midfield. He's run a lot. I mean, I didn't expect Havertz to run that much.
That
he was
much.
gasping against Tottenham. But yes, that's why I'm saying 2-0 to Arsenal. This time I think it's got to be Arsenal.
I would say 1-1. I would
1-1.
say 1-1. 1-1 to both teams will. No, I don't think so. City will also play. I think so. It will be a very closed KG affair. Both will not want to lose. The game will start like that. And if the game continues like 0-0, then both will decide. You know what?
Then it's going to be
yeah, it's going to be a boring snooze fest. But I hope it is 2-1. But I don't think so. So 1-1. So that's it, guys.
That brings us to the end of the week.
Yes.
It's
So-
the game week 5.
Yeah, so top of a table clash. So it's going to be exciting. Next week, there's no international break. So we'll see you on next Thursday or Friday. So again, next week's game preview. Next week, exciting game again. United
United
hosting
yeah.
Tottenham. So that's a huge game. So
Hopefully our United guy will be there here.
Yes,
Talk more
yes.
about.
we'll have a United.
We'll have a United.
There's no Spurs fan, unfortunately. So there is that to look out for. Until then, do stay subscribed, guys. Do please watch the video. Let us
Comment.
know, comment. Until then, stay safe.
Stay safe and then
Let's
go.
enjoy your football.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a great weekend. Support Arsenal
2-0
because
for
we don't want to
Arsenal.
see City win 5 in a row and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No,
So-
no. Why?
Who supports
Who
City?
supports City? I mean,
Yeah. Other than the new generation,
yes, that's what.
who supports City? Like
I think
like-
the new generation, most of the kids are.
I
going to
think
support
2000 and onwards, maybe you'll have City
City.
supporters.
A lot of City fans.
Yeah, before that, who are the City supporters? I mean, Man City was not even a team. I agree. You build a team now, but still, whatever. So yeah, until next week, stay safe, stay
safe,
subscribed, do like, share,
Hit the bell icon.
yes,
Get notified. as
be
well.
notified. We are very inconsistent that way.
Yeah.
So let's go fundamentals.